it's Neva. Welcome back to the channel. So if you're new here, I'm a real estate agent and a real estate investor, and I share tips to help real estate agents and real estate investors be successful. So if you are interested in that, go ahead and hit the subscribe button and join the family. Okay, so today I was talking to one of my coaching students the other day, and she said to me, hey, she's trying to pick between leaving her brokerage to go to another brokerage. And so we were discussing the commission split, and what I explained to her is that it's really better when you're choosing a real estate agent brokerage to make a list of all the costs that you have and really write down on each side, are you paying for this cost or is the broker paying? Because so when I am done with this video, you'll be able to make a list, have everything written down, and know what to ask when you walk into a brokerage, and have an idea and be able to compare brokerages the correct way. So let's go over the cost to be a real estate agent. Now keep in mind, I'm gonna go over some of the costs that you'll have first, whether you make 1, 2, 3, 20, or 50 deals in a year, you're still gonna have these costs. I'm gonna go over those first so that you know, and you can really compare and say, listen, if I make one deal, I still gotta pay this, okay? So starting off, you have your multiple listing service fee, and that ranges from state to state, and that could be a couple $100s to like $1,000 a year. So you need to look up how much is it going to be for you to have access to the multiple listing service. Then you have professional association dues that you pay every year. You really need to research how that is set up in your state. Like for me here, we have you have NAR, National Association of Realtors, as well, that you can pay if you want to be actually in the Realtor Association. And also, like here, we also have to pay for our central lock fees. That is called also a different name in different states. That's basically your access to get into houses. If you're a buyer's agent or even if you're a seller's agent, you still need to get into houses, so you'll need to pay that fee. So you need to look into how much that will be and ask, is the brokerage gonna pay? Are you gonna pay? How much is it? Errors and emissions insurance that you have to have and keep active. You need to write down and ask that question, will your broker pay? Most brokers pay, but like I said, make sure and have that on your list, and you write it down who is responsible to pay your errors and emissions insurance. And to stay active, the state requires, each state has different posts. This is post after you have passed your test. Post continuing education classes. So these are classes that you have to take every year. Like here in Virginia, like I said, it's going to vary by state. We have every 2 years that it renews, and they'll have how many hours in certain sections and categories that you need to take training, or your license will go inactive, and you're responsible to pay for that training. So that's a question to ask, will your broker pay? Sometimes the brokers, they may have maybe some type of partnership or coupon code or something for a particular school. So these are things to, like I said, these are things to make sure you have on your list, and that you calculate and know how much you're going to need to pay to take your continuing education classes. Your broker fee is calculated after you have a closing, that the check is mailed to your broker. Your broker takes their portion and you are given the remaining. So that is when the split will actually come in. So that's when you can ask the broker, is it a 50-50 split, a 70-30 split? You have 100% brokerages where you make 100% of your commission, but you pay maybe like monthly dues and things like that to the broker to cover like desk costs and things like that. So please have that on your list. What is the split? If there is no split, or even if there is a split, also have on the list, is there some type of monthly dues and things that you pay to use the office? Because like a lot of times, like when I go into my office, if I even like make copies and things like that, I have to put in the code and then I'm charged for that. So all those things, the office expenses, you need to factor that in. What is the cost for me to go into the office to use a computer? When I go into the office, is there a cost to log into the, you know, the internet, Wi-Fi, like all that? Really have that on your list of what is my cost to, you know, use this desk space when I come in. If you have clients and you want to bring them into the office, you know, do you pay for that? Okay, so business expenses. I'm gonna do a separate video really detailing business expenses that you need to make sure that you have on your list. But the reason I'm mentioning business expenses here is that there are some business expenses that some brokers pay, and you need to factor that in, as you're definitely going to have marketing expenses no matter what niche you're in. There's some type of marketing you have to do. Even if you hear a real estate agent say, hey, you know, I get majority of my leads from referrals, there still is a cost to get leads from referrals, because if you're saying you're going to get most of your leads from referrals, then you have to have a marketing plan where you're constantly keeping up with your sphere of influence, and there's a cost to that, whether you're doing events, emails, all that stuff to keep in contact with your sphere of influence has a cost. So any marketing method that you have, it does have a cost. So you need to write down which marketing techniques you're going to be using in your business, and then factor in the cost of that, because then that will help you in determining, you know, is the brokerage saying they're going to give you leads? So like I said, these are items to write down. Make sure you have them on your list when you're going out and interviewing with brokers, so that you really can compare and know more than just running around saying 70-30 split, 100% commission type company and things like that, and really know exactly what your business looks like, who's responsible to pay for what, you or your broker, and things like that. So that's my tip for you fabulous real estate agents out there, and I'll see you next video. Bye bye.